Hello students, welcome to powertutorials. So today we're going to start part 2 of chapter 9, which is some applications of trigonometry of NCERT class 10 maths textbook. So if you're coming new to this part 2, I suggest you to check part 1 where I have explained what are the trigonometric ratios for values and what are the applications of trigonometry we're going to discuss, what's our heights and distances, what are the definitions of it, what is angle of elevation, what is angle of depression, and also I have covered what is the definition, like how we can understand whether it is angle of elevation or angle of depression. And also we have started to solve example questions starting from example 1, 2, 3. So those three I have covered in part 1. So now I'll start with example question number 4, 5 and other examples which are there in the first exercise. So let's start with example question number 4. So the part 1 link I will share in the description. If you want, you can check that link. Let's start with example 4 question. The question is, from a point P on the ground, the angle of elevation of the top of a 10-meter building is 30 degrees. So let's mark a point P, and from here we are going to see the top of a building which is 10 meters height. And that angle to the top of building is 30 degrees. And the angle of elevation to the top of Flagstaff from P is 45 degrees. So what they are saying, we have a flag on the top of the building and this angle is 45 degrees. We have a Flagstaff here. Find the length of Flagstaff. They're asking to find this length. So let's assume this as x. And also find the distance between building and point P. So let's assume this as y. Okay. So if you see my part 1 video, you will understand that which angle you have to consider, because it is for opposite side and adjacent side. You have to consider tan theta. So let's consider. Let me mark it as 3 points here. Let mark this as A, this as B, and this as C. If you consider triangle PBC, that is small triangle, we will get tan 30 is equal to, opposite side is just 10, opposite side by adjacent side is y. Tan 30 is 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3 is equal to 10 by y. So we will get y is equal to 10 root 3 meters. Y in sense the distance between P and C. Okay, let's take the big triangle which is PAC. If you consider big triangle, what is tan theta? Theta is 45 here. Opposite side is entire angle which is x plus 10 by y. So y we already got. Okay, let's write it as y here. And then we'll use y is equal to 10 root 3. So, but what is tan 45? Tan 45 is 1. 1 is equal to x plus 10 by y. So cross multiply, we'll get y is equal to x plus 10. Y value I have just written, it is 10 root 3. So 10 root 3 is equal to x plus 10. So x, which is height of Flagstaff, is equal to 10 root 3 minus 10. Root 3 all is 1.732. So it is 10 into 1.732 minus 10. So 17.32 minus 10, so it becomes 7.32 meters. That is height of Flagstaff is equal to 7.32 meters. The distance between P and C is 10 root 3 meters. Let's write it again here. Distance is equal to 10 into 1.732 will become 17.32 meters. It is the height of the Flagstaff. Height is equal to 7.32 meters. If you understood what is example 4 question, let's say example 5 question. The shadow of a tower standing on a level ground is found to be 40 meters longer when the sun's altitude is 30 degrees than when it is 60 degrees. So what they are saying, we have a tower and at some distance, at 60 degrees, we have some shadow from the sun. And is found to be 40 meters longer when the sun's altitude is 30 degrees. They're saying that now the sun's altitude from another point is 30 degrees. So as this is sun here, for assume this is sun. So from here, if you see the sun's at, if the sun is at this angle, it is 60 degrees, and the sun moved to another angle, it becomes 30 degrees, and the total length is 40 meters longer. So this part is 40. Then previous shadow. This is previous shadow. The total shadow will be 40. Let's assume this as x now. The tower height as, let's assume it as h. So I'll just repeat the question again. The shadow of a tower standing on a level ground is found to be 40 meters longer when the sun's altitude is 30 degrees than when it is 60 degrees. So 60 degrees the shadow will be lesser, whereas 30 degrees shadow will be longer. So longer shadow is 40 more than the previous shadow. Okay. So what they're asking height of the tower. They're asking to find h value. So let's mark it points here. A, suppose this is B, C, and this is D. Let's start with the solution. So we consider first triangle, which is BCD. So again, same way, you have to consider tan theta because it is opposite by adjacent side. Tan 60 is equal to h by x. Tan 60 value is root 3. Root 3 is equal to h by x. So we'll get some relation which is h is equal to x root 3 meters. Okay. Now consider the big triangle, which is ADC triangle. Then tan 30 here is equal to h by 40 plus x. Tan 30 value is 1 by root 3. So 1 by root 3 is equal to h by 40 plus x. If we do cross multiplication, this becomes 40 plus x is equal to h root 3. H value is x root 3. Okay. So 40 plus x is equal to h is x root 3. So x root 3 into root 3. So 40 plus x is equal to 3x. So 40 is equal to 2x. X is equal to 20 meters. X is 20. But what they're asking h value. So h becomes x root 3, which is 20 root 3 meters. Okay. We got the height of the tower, which is 20 root 3 meters. Let's see the example 6 question. So what is example 6 question? The angle of depression of the top and bottom of a 8-meter tall building from the top of a multi-storied building are 30 and 45 respectively. Find the height of multi-storied building and the distance between two buildings. So total we have now two buildings in this question. So what they are saying, we have a small building and we also have a big building, which is multi-storied building. Okay, so what they have mentioned, the angle of depression of the top and bottom of 8-meter tall building. So this is 8-meter tall here from the top of a multi-story building. So we don't know this height. Let's make it as h. So the angle of depression from top and bottom of 8-meter tall building from the top of multi-story building. So from here we had two angles, to this point and to this point. Okay, and they have provided angle of depression. Depression is always with respect to horizontal. So this value is 30 and this big angle is 45. Okay, so if you remember the parallel lines concept like this, so if you have an angle here, the same will be here because these are alternate angles. So same way, just assume this is horizontal and the line which is touching two buildings is another horizontal line. I mean, these two lines are parallel, so this line is intersecting them. So this is 45, so below is 45. So this will be 45 degrees now. Same way, let's assume this is another horizontal line. This is 30, so this becomes 30. Okay, so let's mark it the points A, B, C, D. So if you consider this triangle B, D, C. If you consider BDC triangle, if the tan 45, because it is opposite by adjacent sides, so tan 45 is equal to total height of multi-storied building by distance between the buildings. Let's mark it as T. Distance between the building. Okay, this also we have to find. Okay, by d. So tan 45 is 1. 1 is equal to h by d. So h is equal to d meters. So both are same. I mean this distance and the total height of multi-story building are same. Let's consider another triangle. It is triangle. The top one ADH. Sorry, AD. Okay, let's mark this as E. Okay, now ADE. Tan 30. Tan 30 here is equal to this one DE by 8. Sorry, not 8, DE by D. If you see here, this 8 will be the same exactly as here. Okay, and let's assume the top, I mean the distance between the difference of heights between the multi-storied and the small story, let's mark it as X. Okay, so now DE, let's assume it as X, or else simply I can also write X as total height minus 8. So H minus 8. D we got. Okay, let's mark it as D only first for time. And that is 1 by root 3. Okay, now let's replace D as H. So D is equal to root 3 into H minus 8. If we replace D as H, this becomes H is equal to root 3H minus 8 root 3. If we move H to the left side, okay, let's move 8 root to the left side and H to the right side. This becomes 8 root 3 is equal to root 3H minus H. So H is equal to 8 root 3 by root 3 minus 1. H is equal to 8 root 3 by root 3 minus 1. So just rationalize it using root 3 plus 1 by root 3 plus 1. So this becomes 8 into root 3 is 24 plus 8 root 3 by 3 minus 1, because it is a minus b into a plus b, which is a square minus b square. So root 3 whole square minus 1 whole square, which is 3 minus 1. So finally I can write it as 24 plus 8 root 3 by 3 minus 1 is 2. So this I can write it as 12 plus 4 root 3, or simply I can again convert into 4 into 3 plus root 3 meters. So we got the height of the building, which is 4 into root 3 plus 3 meters. Okay, so we're asking the distance between the pillars as well. So distance is again the same value, because from the previous slide we got h is d meters. So this d is equal to the entire h. So again the distance between the poles, I mean the two buildings, is also same, which is 4 into 3 plus root 3 meters. Okay, the example next question. Example 7. So what is example 7? From a point on a bridge across a river. So they are talking about a bridge which is on the river. So let's assume this as river flowing, and we have a bridge on it. So let's change this diagram again. So this is a bridge, and below is the river. Okay, hope you understood what is a bridge. So bridge is a connectivity on any liquid surface, so that you can easily climb the bridge, go from here this point to this point, and again come off, so that you can avoid the traveling on the river. Okay. So what they are saying, consider a point on the bridge across a river. Let's consider this as a point here, point as P. The angle of depression to the banks of opposite side of the river are 30 and 45 degrees. So this is a river. So banks of river in sense the corners. So this angle of depression is 30 and this angle of depression is 45. So this angle is 45 and this angle is 30. If the bridge is at height of 3 meters from the bank, find the width of river. So they mentioned this height, the bridge is a height of 3 meters. They are asking to find this total length of bank of river. That is the width of the river. So let's mark it the points again. This as A, P, A, B, C. So this is 30. The same way, just see the diagram again. This is 30. So definitely this is 30. So this part is 30 and this part is 45. So we'll mark it in a big triangles now so that you can easily understand. So this we have two parallel lines. This is point P. The distance, that is height of bridge from the river, is 3. We have one triangle and here we have another triangle. So this angle they're saying it as 30. So this is 30. This angle they're saying it as 45. So this is 45. So let's mark it A, B, C. Okay, so let's start with the small triangle first. Okay, any triangle is fine. So let's see left side. If I go triangle A, P, B. So here if I take tan 30 degrees, opposite by adjacent, the opposite is this one, which is height of the bridge, which is 3. Okay, let's mark it as 2 points. Let's mark this as X. Let's mark this as Y. Okay, so now it will become 3 by X. What is tan 30? Tan 30 is 1 by root 3. 1 by root 3 is equal to 3 by X, implies X is equal to 3 into root 3. You got X value as 3 root 3. If you consider the second triangle, which is PBC. Here the angle is 45, that is tan 45 is equal to height is 3, the distance adjacent is y, tan 45 value is 1, 1 is equal to 3 by y, so implies y is equal to 3 meters. But what they are asking the total width of the river. This part river width is 3 root 3, this part river is 3, so the total width will become 3 plus 3 root 3 meters. So we have to write width of river is equal to x plus y, which is 3 root 3 plus 3. If I take 3 as common, it becomes 3 into root 3 plus 1 meters. Therefore, width is equal to 3 plus 3 root 3 meters. Okay, let's go to the next example question. Okay, all the example questions are done. Now we'll start with exercise questions, starting from first one, which is the exercise number is exercise 9.1. So in this video, I will start only for first question, and in the next video, I will continue with the questions. At least 2 or 3 I will continue in the next video. Okay, let's see the first question. A circus artist is climbing a 20 long meter rope. Okay, so which is tightly stretched and tied from the top of a vertical pole on the ground. We have a vertical pole here, and this is the rope. So this diagram is already given in the textbooks. I'm directly drawing the same, which is A, B, C, and I have mentioned the length of rope is 20. This is pillar, and I have mentioned the angle is 30 here. They are asking to find the height of pole. So I'll just repeat the question. A circus artist is climbing a 20 long rope, which is tightly stretched and tied from the top of a vertical pole to the ground. Find the height of the pole if the angle made with the rope at the ground level is 30 degrees. So just ask the height of it. They don't know the distance between the pole and the point from which the rope is tied. So if you see clearly, so simply using tan theta, sorry, not tan theta. If you use tan theta, it is opposite by adjacent side, but we have hypotenuse. So if you remember the starting slide, I have mentioned about three ratios, which are sine is equal to opposite by hypotenuse, cos is adjacent by hypotenuse, tan is sine by cos, which is opposite by adjacent side. But here we are talking about rope and pole. So rope and pole, how is it? It is opposite by hypotenuse. So we have to consider the sine theta here. Sine 30 is equal to h by 20, opposite by hypotenuse. What is sine 30 value? Sine 30 is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is equal to h by 20. 2 ones are 2 tens are. So h is equal to 10 meters. Therefore, the height of pole is equal to 10 meters. Okay. So in the next video, I will cover at least 3 to 4 questions of example exercise questions and will continue with the same topic. Okay. Let's meet on another video. Thank you.